Hi, I'm going to paint some lovely autumn birch trees for you. I'm using £140 watercolour paper. It's an A3 size sheet, and I'm just starting off by using an old brush and some masking fluid to block in the tree shapes. Whilst I'm doing this, I'll tell you the colours I'm going to use. Winsor & Newton Quinacridone Gold, Daniel Smith Hemphiate Genuine, and Daniel Smith Hansa Yellow, Daniel Smith's Cascade Green, Mission Vermilion, and a blue which is Daniel Smith's Patho Blue. And I've drawn the tree shapes on. I just painted them on just randomly. I wasn't too precious about what I did exactly, and I'm just going to let the masking fluid dry, and I'm just setting up my palette with all the colours. You also need some water, a paper towel, and a nice brush, big brush with holds lots of water. I start off by just putting down lots of water, making the paper really wet, and then I'm just coming in and dropping the colour. I started off with the blue just for like the horizon shape, and then I started adding some greens in, just splashing them in, and then I came in with the browny oranges just to lay down like the foundation of how I want the colours to look, and I just let it all blur into one. Then I just start adding some darks in where I think the darks should go, just splashing in and making some sort of branch shapes as well. I'm not worrying too much, using lots of splattering motions. Really have fun with it, and just get in as many autumnal colours as you can. Remember to use like dark colours would recede, so they'd be like in the background. So if you want depth in the painting between the trees, remember where you want the darks and the lights to go, because the lights will come forward and the darks will come back. So just have fun with it. Here I'm just squirting in some water and just splashing around and enjoying myself. Paint sort of set into the paper, and here I'm using some blotting paper to blot out some branch shapes and some light areas. Here I'm just adding a bit of salt just whilst it's wet, and I'm going to leave it to dry. I've let the painting dry, and now I'm just going to come in with a nice thin rigger brush and a darker sort of browny colour, and I'm drawing in some branches. When that's all dry completely, I'm starting to rub off the masking fluid. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to come off, and I use my finger and also a rubber as well. And part of this painting got ripped where the masking fluid just really stuck to the paper for some reason, and I'm not sure why. all the masking fluid is off, and just make sure your painting is completely dry, we can start adding the details of the trees. I started just by knocking the whites back a bit with just the light wash of water, and I sort of picked up the paint that was already on the paper. I also started splashing in some foliage that goes in front of the trees, and adding some more darks in where I wanted the darks to be. Then I just used the brush and flicked paint all over it just to create sort of the autumn leaves. And now I'm adding some details to the barks of the birch trees. Use the brush quite, I'm using a flat brush here, and I'm using the paint quite dry and just dragging it and making sort of the shape of the trunks and that nice sort of birchy feel to the bark. Just adding in some more darks just to create a bit more depth, and adding in a few little finishing touches. Also going to add some salt to the final wet layer just to add a bit more texture. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe and like. Also, why don't you just have a go? It's really simple and easy. Just splash around lots of autumn colours and just see what effects you can come up with. Bye!